Hey, how's it going? Hans Schaff here with Go Tiny Be Free. And I'm here at the Cottages at Pine Lake, and you can see the tiny houses here kind of behind me. We're at the front of the property here, and I want to do a quick review of where we've been over the last 2 years, how this property came about, what it started at 2 years ago, and just kind of do a little review for those of you who may be new to the channel or haven't seen what we've been up to here lately on the property. Again, we're at the Cottages of Pine Lake. It is a tiny house community outside of Huntsville, Alabama, in North Alabama. We're about 15 minutes or 20 minutes or so from the state line, about 15 minutes out of the city of Huntsville, Alabama. Another 15 minutes the other direction will take you to Scottsboro, Alabama. Another 15 minutes down to the south will take you to Lake Guntersville, a beautiful large lake, basically the dammed up Tennessee River. And anyway, we've got about 20 something houses out here right now in this community, right where I'm standing in the very front of the property, right off Highway 72. We've got some tiny houses like you see here behind me, and this one right here. And these are actually, the majority of them are going to be Airbnbs. Some of them, full-time, year-round. Others, like the one next to me, is just going to be for 6 months at a time. So anyway, we've got a lot of tiny houses here, but the primary purpose of these tiny homes is for people to live here full-time as full-time residences. The name of our company is Go Tiny Be Free, and it really kind of embodies the mindset of what this is all about for us. We really want to create a place to kind of allow people to go tiny and be free. So how this property came about, it used to be an old petting zoo. So there was a 2-acre lake here in the middle, and they had animals in pens all around the lake. And that actually went defunct about 10 years ago or so. And so we've been in the process of rehabilitating it for the last 2 years, just kind of clearing out all the overgrowth. The lake actually dried up to basically nothing, a small little puddle. And so we're restoring the lake right now, putting some more water back in there. We've got fish in there. There's wildlife. We've got turtles. We've got cranes. We've got some bald eagles that come through here. So we've got a lot of cool wildlife that's really neat for the residents who live here on the lake and around in the forest area to be able to see the different wildlife that we have out here. Like I said, we're out in Jackson County, so we're kind of in a rural area, very close and easy access to town, but you're definitely not in town. We are definitely rustic. This is a very natural type of property, and you're not going to find straight lines out here. You're not going to find things perfect. You're going to find nature. You're going to find trees. You're going to find, we've got some great deciduous trees here where the leaves kind of rustle in the wind throughout the year, and of course they lose their leaves in the fall and the winter. And we've also got some pine trees as well, hence the name of our property here, Cottages at Pine Lake. And we've got a large forest on the east side of the property that is primarily pine trees. We've got 2 dog parks. We've got, like I said, the lake that we're working on restoring. We've got trash services that we provide. We have Wi-Fi throughout the property, 1 gigabit down internet service, so really good internet. We put a lot of antennas all around to help facilitate and provide that internet service. So no matter where you're at in the property, you've got one network and you kind of basically roam all around, do your video conferencing, work from home, whatever you want to do. Talk with the grandkids, do some FaceTime, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, these days, technology is important. We don't want you to be, to feel like you're bombarded by it. Everywhere you look, there's a screen. But when you want to stay connected and pull out your phone and be able to share this beautiful place here with others, we want you to be able to do that. So we put that in place for you. But one of the key perks is that people are only paying $300 per month for lot rent. And whether you've got a tiny house that you're Airbnb-ing, like the 4 or 5 or 6 of them out here in the front of the property, the public part of the property, or if you're one of the long-term residents we have in the back, $300 a month. That's $300 per month lot rent. You have to, you buy your own home. It's got to be certified as a tiny home, of course. It's got to stay on wheels. And most homes in this property are about 8 by 24. We've got some larger ones as large as 8 by 30 or 10 by 34. Got some 10 by 24s. So we've got all different sizes and makes, different builders as well. We're not beholden to any particular builder. So as long as it's a certified tiny house that you've purchased and you own, you can bring that here and live in it for $300 per month. Now, to get into the community, there is some key money depending on if you want a forest lot or you want a lake lot. And right now we do have both a lake lot and a forest lot available. The forest lots don't have the view. You're not on the water, so it's a little bit discounted there. Feel free to email me for full details or go to the website, gotinycottages.com. Rather than me trying to go over everything here, as I've done many times in prior videos, you can look back on a prior video, or you can go to the website, gotinycottages.com, to see exactly how the whole program works. And you'll find a list of all the amenities that we're working on, that we're developing and we're bringing to the property as well, like the pier that we're going to be building here soon in the lake with a floating dock, and just a whole lot of other fun stuff that we've got here on the property. We are dog friendly. Dogs have to stay on leash, of course. We've got 2 dog parks in nature, one larger one for kind of dogs to socialize and play together, and another smaller one for smaller dogs or dogs that like to kind of just do their own thing, chasing the ball without other dogs around. So a lot of options there. And like I say, we're right here in North Alabama, so you've got lots of great things around here. Scottsboro, unclaimed baggage. Huntsville is the largest city in Alabama, growing like crazy. We've got the FBI coming here. We've got all the tech companies coming here. It's just, growing leaps and bounds. And it's 15 minutes away, so it's far enough away where not impacted by it. But if you ever need anything, any store, whatever you need, quick drive into town, about 15, 20 minutes that direction to the west on the highway here, and you'll have whatever you need. And it's a real nice drive getting there. No stoplights for about 10 miles, about 3 stoplights, and then you're up and over Mount Chapman and you're into Huntsville, downtown Huntsville right there. So, Space and Rocket Center is here. We've got the Redstone Arsenal. I mean, just a lot of good stuff here in this part of the country. So, but anyways, why we created this property, about going tiny and being free. The 2 obstacles I saw for people getting into a tiny home, being able to have all the benefits of a tiny house, the 2 main issues pretty much were financing, and the second one was, well, where do you put it? Even if you have your own tiny house, you just can't put it in your backyard and live in it in most places. There are a few places around the country where you can do that, but by and far, the places you want to live, there's not many places that allow you to live in a tiny house. So we established this property with that purpose of being able to provide people with a place to live in their tiny house on wheels. I myself built my own tiny house back in 2015. It took me a full year. I built a 8x40 tiny house on wheels. It is now an Airbnb. My wife and I and our 2 dogs lived in there for 2 years prior to having kids, but we still have the tiny house. It's a great Airbnb right inside of Huntsville, about 15, 20 minutes away. So I learned tiny houses inside and out, literally building them from the ground up or from the trailer up, had the trailer manufactured and designed exactly to my specs and all. So, and I've done development of other properties in the past. This is my first larger tiny home community, but I also have another property with a few tiny home Airbnbs in Huntsville that's got about 4 tiny homes on there as well. Ones that I've built and purchased and remodeled and decorated and stuff like that. So I've been around the tiny house space for quite some time. And like I say, this property's been a project of ours. Been working on it for the last 18 months or so, pretty much every day. We've got a lot of projects going on here. We're improving the property, adding amenities, and just constantly upgrading it and improving it as best we can to really provide that lifestyle to make this the best tiny house community there is in the country. So we'll never stop working towards that, to continue to tweak it and adjust it and modify it. We use the input from the residents as well. In fact, we got some great residents here also who are contributing and volunteering and bringing their own things for the community. We've got a little community area with a fire pit, some chairs, a hammock, a little pergola, and one of the residents decided to purchase, for the benefit of the community, a large sectional couch to go into the pergola, the coffee table, a little light above. It's just really neat to see how the residents here are all coming together and working together and just really making this the best tiny house community I believe there is in the country. And we're not done by a long stretch. We're probably halfway done with the projects that I want to add here as well. We've got a clubhouse that we'll be working on here, and a laundromat, things like that we'll be adding here in the future. But anyway, just want to kind of review where we've been for the last 18 months, 2 years. Like I said, we do have 2 lots available at the moment. We're kind of taking a hiatus on developing any more lots. So we have 1 lake lot and 1 forest lot right now that are available. So again, go to gotinycottages.com for full details. And if you are interested in one of those lots, you can email me also. Once you've gone to the website and got the information, understand how it works, feel free to email me, support@gotinybefree.com. That's support@gotinybefree.com. And what's really neat, though, is seeing the residents that have come out here to the property. And I'll kind of walk around with you a little bit because I'm probably bored of just seeing me sitting right here. But you can see some of the houses kind of around the lake and all. And this resident's kind of got this little Japanese, Japandi type style here that they've put together. And in their front yard, they've got some landscaping they put together. And then, of course, there's the next tiny house right there. Back up here a little bit so you can kind of see what this home looks like here. And this deck's going to be staying here soon. And we've got a neat little porch that he put on here as well. So we're not quite done here, but just got this landscaping in place. And so it's a real neat little spot. Of course, along with this little deck here that he built as well, or had built. Little bench and all. But anyway, so we've got 5, 6 houses up here. And this particular resident right here with the neat garden, he actually lives in halfway around the world. He lives in a completely different home. And what's neat about that is he's able to rent this out. And when he comes into the States to see his family and things and to visit, he's able to have a place to stay. And the rest of the time he can rent it out on Airbnb and provide a little experience for other people to be able to try out and test what it's like to be in an Airbnb. Then we've got another couple here. And they are out of North Carolina. And they've been here a few times for a week or two at a time to kind of get their home ready and all. And they were planning on moving here, and now due to some issues with the family and things, they've had to be a little flexible and kind of adjust their plan a little bit. So they're kind of in limbo now, and they've got two tiny houses they put together into one, and it allowed them to create this really cool space. They got a covered porch on the front here, and it's actually kind of staggered in the back. So you've got basically a 1-bedroom, 2-bath home. So it's got a little coffee bar in there, and it's pretty neat. You can find this home is available on Airbnb currently. You can stay in it. Just search Woodville, Alabama, and you can look for the Peace Haven, and you'll be able to see what availability there is for that home. But so what's really neat is they were able to, their plan was to continue working for a few more years and then be able to retire. And in the meantime, there's some health challenges in the family have come up, and so they've had to be a little more flexible and kind of change their plans and go and visit and be with family and support them. And so this tiny house has allowed them to do that. They can continue to have it sit here, and it can continue to be rented for them and to bring in some additional income while they're not here. So it's been really neat to see what this tiny house has enabled for them and be able to create some freedom for them in their lives. Just spoke to about this guy here who's got this home on it's going to be coming on Airbnb, and he, like I said, he works around the world as a professor in a different country. And then we've got another snowbird here in this house here. This resident, she moved here, hasn't actually even gotten fully moved in here, but in October she'll be here, and she'll be here for 6 months at a time during the winter time. And then when the spring starts thawing out in Milwaukee, she'll be heading back up there to be with her grandkids and her family and spend 6 months there, rent this house out in the meantime, and then come back here when the winter comes again next October. So pretty neat to be able to have that flexibility and that freedom that a tiny house on wheels can enable you to do. We got a couple other Airbnbs will be coming online here as well. These will be full-time Airbnbs, these two houses right here. They are, one's an Incredible Cottage by Incredible Tiny Homes. The other one is an RJO by 8x24 RJO, American Dream by Incredible Tiny Homes as well. And then there on the end, we've got another resident. She's actually a full-time resident. And what was really neat was when she moved in here, she had her family was staying here in the Peace Haven Airbnb. So they were there helping her get moved in for that first week while she was kind of getting her stuff situated and all that. Her son's in the lake fishing, catching some bluegill, and just really neat to be able to see what a property like this can do for people and how they can be able to really enjoy the benefits of tiny house living and going tiny and being free. That's really all I want to share with you here today. Just kind of go over kind of some of the things, and just it's been really neat to see what this property has been able to allow people to do in the last 18 months. And I've got some more videos we'll be doing, sharing stories of people, kind of what they've done with their homes and kind of what going tiny has enabled them to do. And it's just been really neat to kind of see this diverse group of people from all over the country who live here. We got people from California who've come here, from Florida, from Minnesota we talked about, from New York. So people all across the country coming here to this property, and we've only got 2 available lots at the moment. We will develop some additional lots in the future, but we are taking a hiatus right now and just kind of, it's been kind of a nonstop construction zone. So we want to kind of let people enjoy the space here and not be working around them all the time, constantly with trucks coming in here, dumping gravel and, adding new infrastructure all the time. So we want them to enjoy the summer a little bit, and I'm ready for a break as well. It's been a long 18 months. But anyway, we do have that 1 lake lot available still, and we do have a forest lot available still. So go ahead and email me, support@gotinybeefree.com, or gotinycottages.com is the website, so you can get more information on this property and the program and kind of how it works. And just a beautiful property. We're right here. It is 1st of August, 2025, and we'll see you in another video. Take care. Go Tiny, be free. Hey, and if you don't mind, go ahead and hit the like button. It helps the algorithm, helps more people see this property, see what we're trying to do, and just helps get the word out. So we appreciate that. If you like it, leave us a comment what your thoughts are. Which is your favorite tiny home that you've seen so far in this video? Which one do you like the most? Or what would going tiny allow you to do? What kind of freedoms would tiny house living afford you? So let us know in the comments below. Hans Shaw in the Cottages of Pine Lake. Go tiny, be free. Hey guys, how's it going? Just hanging out.